Welcome to the Unlocking with Ermi podcast. I'm Ermi, your host and guide into the world of spirit, intuition, and soulful insights. If you're here, you're likely looking to expand your spiritual journey, connect with loved ones on the other side, or just find some clarity and inspiration. Well, you're in the right place. In each episode, we'll explore powerful insights, dive into fascinating spiritual topics, and share real stories that open doors to new perspectives. Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just feeling curious, I'm here to make these connections accessible, relatable, and meaningful to you. So grab a cozy spot, open your heart, and let's get started. Hey y'all, hey, welcome to another episode of the Unlocking with Ermi. I am here with Purple Fae. I know her as Bridget, but she is Purple Fae on TikTok and all platforms. And I'm so excited to have this moment with her and chat with her for a little while. And I hope you guys are excited. I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself because she is a woman of virtue and a lot of different facets that she can reveal to you guys. So go ahead, Purple Fae. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm nervously Purple Fae. Government name Bridget Bailey. And I'm a master healer where I channel quantum healing energy, healing on a subatomic and atomic and subatomic level, all aspects of your lives, mentally, physically, vibrationally, emotionally, financially, all aspects of your life. We're all energy. So energy is the healer. And I hold space and I harness and channel the energy and allow you to your higher self and your spirit squad to facilitate the energy healing and allow it to go where it's needed. I started my spiritual journey back in 1994. I left religion. I was raised Baptist, Pentecostal. My early years, I was raised Baptist. And then as I got in my teenage years, I was Pentecostal. And I knew I was a healer since a child. And one day in church, at the Pentecostal church, I was guided to lay hands on a friend that we grew up together in the church. And I laid hands on her feet and she made the biggest scene that I just suppressed everything. I'm like, okay, maybe I was wrong, So I never did it again. But then I left the religion as I went to college. When I went to college, I'm on my own. I can make my own decisions. So I left religion. And that's when I was introduced to this book, Conversations with God, with Neil Donald Walsh. And it changed my life. And that's when I began my spiritual journey. And fast forward to 2019, 2020. I know I was going through, all my spiritual studies and all that. But in 2020, I had so much happen to me. I went to a dark night of the soul. I went through some darkness. Everything fell on me in 2020. And that changed me. And then my mom died of COVID in 2021. All of that between 2020 and 2021, it changed me. And then so I got on TikTok one day, and I never did get on TikTok. I was always just on Facebook, but I got on sometime to get on TikTok. My daughter would always tell me, get on TikTok. But I got on TikTok, and I saw this Reiki master. And he was talking like right into the camera, and it was like he was talking to me. Mm-hmm. And then I started to follow him, and then I was in his lives every day. And then I became a moderator for him. And then he offered classes, and then I took the classes. So I was attuned in Reiki 1, Reiki level 1, Reiki level 2. And then I was so advanced in it that he had me to become a teacher's assistant. So I was helping him teach other classes, Reiki 1 and 2. And then something dramatic happened. Sometimes the spiritual world turns on you. But something dramatic happened with him where I had to set boundaries and sever ties with him. So I'm like, how am I become a master? You know what I'm saying? But something inside me says, study, and you can do it on your own. So I did it. I studied, and I was attuned as a master Reiki healer. So master Reiki healer. After I was attuned, before I was attuned as the master Reiki healer, something was telling me I need to heal people. So what I did, I said, okay, I'm gonna do like him. No, he encouraged me to go live. My bad. He encouraged me to start going live. Then when I started going live, I got this big following, and I'm like, this is really real. And people were telling me, oh, I feel this, and oh, you did this for me, all kinds of, positive feedback. And I'm like, this is really real. I'm really in my purpose. So he got jealous, I guess, of my followings, and he started doing things like going live at the same time I would. But I'm not going to say who he is because that doesn't matter.
Right.
But he's a big Reiki master, and he has a big following, millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
And he started going live at the same time I did, and all that. Then I heard some voicemail messages. Someone told me something about, and I heard his voice say stuff about me that broke my heart. So that day, I severed ties with him. I deleted everything, and I just went on my own. And that's coming back to where I studied the master Reiki level 3, the master, and I studied it, and I was attuned, and I kept going, and coming to this point in my life and in my purpose, about few months ago, at the beginning of this year, I joined into someone else's live. I guess I could say her name. She's a medical intuitive. Her name is Emmy Evolving, and she scans your body. She's very powerful. She lets you know what's going on, and then sometimes she can tell you what to do, or sometimes she'll just be guided to fix it for you. Well, I just joined the live. I don't know how I got in there. I just joined the live, and then she just picks people as the spirit guides her. She'll like couple people throughout the whole live. She just couple of people she'll begin at the beginning of the live, and she picked me, and she was like, "Are you having problems in your left wrist?" And I was like, "Yes, because I do. I have problems in my left wrist, and it goes all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're having something with my fascia." She said, you have disturbed your fascia. And she was like, what do you do? Because you're powerful. And then one of her moderators, I guess, went to go look at my page and said she's a Reiki master.
Mm.
Oh, that's what it is. You know what? She said, you are not channeling Reiki. She said, Reiki is earth-bound energy. You're channeling from earth, which is good. Nothing wrong with that. But you are very powerful, and you move with integrity, and I love that. And she was like, you're channeling from the 14th dimension, love. You are not channeling from Reiki. And so she said, and you and when you channel, because I can feel it when I just tune and just I can feel it. And she said that I tore something in my fascia, one of my fascias. I don't know. But I said all that to say, now I've accepted that I have been upgraded, and I now am a master healer channeling quantum healing energy. That's why I say that what I say now. I know people are still saying that, think that I'm Reiki, but nothing wrong with Reiki. Nothing wrong with Reiki masters. Nothing against that. But now I'm a quantum healing energy master.
So is
And
that the QHHT?
yes,
Oh, okay. So quantum healing. I definitely want to write that down. Quantum healing, QHHT or QHET.
quantum healing energy.
Okay, quantum healing energy. Because I know someone else that does it, or one of my friends, and she always say QHHT, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Well, it's cute. So it's a different, it's a higher level of energy that you're
Mo-
bringing from the
mhm.
quantum realms.
From yes, from the high dimensional, the high
Quantum.
dimensional,
Yeah.
multi.
That's
It,
amazing. I actually love that. I love that because I never knew the true difference between the energies. So Reiki is earthbound energy,
mhm.
and the quantum realms is a higher level. So is that she said you channeling the energy. So how does that energy feel to you? The difference between that and Reiki? Like how does it physically feel to you?
I can tell you. Okay, Reiki has symbols you draw, and you apply them to the um client or whoever is receiving and receptive, and those symbols, and then the Reiki Ascended Masters, you call on them and all that, and then they assist you in it. Um, like I was attuned a Sui Reiki master, so you would uh, you would call on the Master of Sui, the who's ascended, and to help you in channel. And now I call on my ancient self,
Hmm.
anxious self, the my ancestors that have my highest best good intentions at heart, and my spirit squad. And I channel, and from Reiki, when I used to channel Reiki, I could feel it coming through my. But when I channel quantum, I feel like this energy just up here, and then I could feel it as I could harness it. I could feel myself harness it in like right here, and then I would just feel it coming through. And then when it comes through, I channel through my heart and out through my hands.
Hmm.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I was not trained in this. Don't
Right.
ask me. It's
Yeah,
just
it just
a,
happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It make me think about when I was younger, and it still happens sometimes, but when I was younger, I will always have like a tingling in my hands. And I never looked deeper into it because as I got older, like I remember like it was yesterday. I went to use the restroom, TMI, y'all. I went to use the restroom, and I probably was like 7. And my hands, it felt like a lot of pins and needles in my hands. And I used to always go like this, like my hands hurt. And I would tell my mom, and my mom would say, well, I mean, should I take you to the doctor? Should I? And it would happen sporadically throughout my life. It would always happen, but I never equated it or connected it to being like a healer in this space, right? And then again, as I got older, I never had any spinal injuries or anything because now I'm a nurse and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I have a pinched nerve that's causing this to happen to my hands. Um, and I had a reading from someone and she brought it up. I never mentioned it to anybody because again, I didn't want to. Sorry, I got a plane. I don't know if you can hear the plane, but okay. She brought it up and she mentioned my hands, and I've never mentioned it to anybody at all because I'm like, something's going on with my hands. I must have fire coming through my hands or something. And again, it's like pins and needles, friend. And so she mentioned, she said, Ermi, have you thought about doing mudras? Because I keep seeing your hands. Your hands are like, I keep seeing like sparks or fire coming from your hands. And I'm like, I immediately started crying because I was like, oh my God. Okay, so okay, so spirit is definitely talking to you because I've never told anybody about that. And I don't even know what to do about it. And so she brought up mudras. And so and I was like, I never heard of mudras, even never heard of mudras. So I thought that was pretty interesting that you're saying this because now it has me thinking, I wonder if is something else going on with my hands. 'Cause I didn't go too deep into it because I felt like, okay, she was just giving me enough for me to begin my research and for me to learn about it. But of course, I forgot about it until you brought it up just now. And I'm like, hold on, let me ask you, does it come in that way? Do you feel a tingling or something in your hands? Because literally, I'm like this all the time. And you know how people say, well, if your hand is itching, it's about money, but it's not even itching. It's like, I don't want to say burning because I don't want people to think that your hands are literally on fire, but it really feels like I could just go like this and then fire could be in my hand. So does that make sense? Like do you feel it in that way?
yes,
Well,
definitely. It does feel burning, but it's not a burning like fire burning.
right.
It's a, like you say, tingling. It's just like it's doing it now.
Mm,
I can't. It's a heat, but it's an energy heat. When I say hot, I tell people in my lives or my clients that you may feel heat, but I'm not saying like hot heat. You might feel energy heat.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
different. I don't know how to explain it, but yes, yes.
So when you were in church and then you invoked another memory, and you had to, when they asked you to lay your hands on somebody and that person reacted, what did they say or what? Because it's funny because I remember my prophetess had me go and lay hands on somebody's feet. And I'm in tongues and I'm on, and they're like screaming from and I was just thinking, oh my God, what am I doing to this person? What am I doing to this person? Again, not getting the knowledge or education about it. It was just, I need you to do that. So it's like, I see the power in you, but I can't really tell you the power in you. So when that happened to you, what was that like at that moment?
Yeah, spirit guided me. We were friends. We sit together in church. Her name is the same as mine. If you're watching this, okay, because she's big and still big in the church. She's
Okay.
like a first lady at Kojic Church and everything, big thing, big.
Mhm.
So we would sit together and we end up at the altar together for something. I don't forgot. I was 13, so we were together, standing together, and I went down. Something say, lay hands on her feet, and I'm and then she just like started screaming and checking me back and like, looking at me like, and I'm so embarrassed. Everybody looking.
Yeah.
I suppressed it. But, in hindsight, being where I am now
Mhm.
in my spirituality, maybe she felt that energy and
Mhm.
that scared her. And she's like, what are you doing to me type stuff. But
Mhm. Mhm. And y'all never spoke about it again since.
nope, nope. And I suppressed it, and I'm like, I'm not doing that no more because I don't know what. But
Yeah.
I hung, and I my mom wasn't in the church. She would send us to church. So I didn't have nobody I can go talk to. But like, this is happening to me. And then the people in church, you know how that goes. You
Mhm.
don't need to be doing that because you ain't called to do it. If you're called to do that,
Right.
then you're not called. You know what I'm saying? You do it. Okay, they had me. I was active, very active in church, very active. And I was very active. And they put me in everything.
Mhm.
But they never told me that, you have this. But
Mhm.
I had it. And that's why I just did it. I just did it. I followed my intuition and I did it, but I suppressed it until now. And I'm 54. So about 51, 52, 52. That's when I said, okay, I know what I got. And I'm going
So is
to,
that when you started your journey?
I started my journey in 1994 when I left church and went
So with the Reiki, and doing it professionally, when was
20,
that? 20,
2021.
2021. Okay. And that's the same year your mom passed, so transitioned.
Yeah.
So was that a point where, that happening with your mom, did it catapult you into literally just getting into this space and doing this type of work?
I feel it was because, like I said, it was like 2019, things just started getting dark for me. And I'm like, okay. And then things just happening back to back. And then 2020, at the end of 2019, then in 2020, the end of 2020 is when she contracted COVID and passed in January of 2021. So all of this came and it just like, I don't know, maybe Kundalini rising. I don't know, but I was just out of it. I was out of it mentally, but I was still here. But I was just out of it. But it brought me inward.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, and that's what I feel like. That's when I started growing my spirituality more and my knowing that I have a purpose and being in that purpose and doing what I need to do by being in my purpose. So that's why I'm an avid studier and I'm an introvert. So I I'm an introvert and I'm studious.
Mhm.
So I made a point to be
Okay.
in.
Yeah, so if somebody were this, because I feel like it's going to be a lot of people watching this, and especially this episode, those that are being pulled in this direction, how would they know that this is like something that they might want to look into? Because again, like I said, my hands were on fire, but I never thought to go into the direction of Reiki, which somebody mentioned Reiki to me. And the funny thing too, Bridget, working as a nurse. I want to say year maybe 2014. We had a what was she? Not a speech therapist. Was she a speech therapist? No, she was one of those therapists that would come in and do things with the babies, like help them not physical, occupational, something. I can't remember at the top of my head, but she would come in all the time. And I knew her position, her job was to, help with the development of the children, the babies, and get them going from pre-me to get them, mobile and just getting them in gear. And one day she just came in and she was like, I saw her doing, put her hands over the babies. And I'm looking at her like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? Of course, the ignorance of it, but it did spark a thought for me. Like, wait, she was like, oh, it's called Reiki, and I'm just shifting the energy and allowing the baby. I said, I've never seen that before, and it doesn't make sense to me. Like, because again, I didn't understand energy at that point, but it made me think. Spirit was already trying to get me to pay attention to this in 2014. Oh my God, watching her do this to a baby. Okay. And so I think I asked her, I said, is this like a massage? Like, why not just do it to adults? Why are you doing it to a baby? A baby wouldn't know. But she was like, yes, they would. So um I wish I would have really like pushed myself more, but again, divine timing, like spirit. It must have not been in my time at that point. But I think that it was like starting to become visible to me. But again, not understanding because I was in church, and that is like the block. The church is the block. Let's block it. Let's put the boundary there, and let's not even get Ermi to go in that direction. But it was a seed planted.
Right.
It was a seed planted. So I noticed too, and people kept saying, your hugs. Oh my God, Ermi, I love when I get hugs from you. Is that connected to this type of energy transfer or with the Reiki, people that are tapped in or in tune? Because I feel like everybody can do
Yes,
sort of level. Okay, so this just makes sense what I'm saying, right? Because I feel like I'm trying to say it, but I can't really say what I'm trying to say. So you get what I'm saying.
absolutely. Um, well, I would say you get nudges, you get synchronicities, you get things in life, you get people. Like in 2004, there was I love cats, so if there's a stray cat out, they always know to come to my house. That lady's gonna help you. So um, there was a cat who had a hole in its throat.
Mm,
I helped that cat,
mm,
and I'm like, okay. And then people will always come to me, family members, friends, they were like, this is wrong with me. What do I do? And then it just stuff coming. I'm like, well, take this or do this, and it just come. Just know at bare cognizance. It just
Do,
comes.
do you feel when you do give hugs to people like you need to hold her a little bit longer?
Yes, sometimes
You
yes.
hear it?
Mhm. But being that I am a victim of SA, it
Mm,
the touch does something to me. But
mhm.
I make sure I know that I'm not doing that to them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Transfer that type of energy.
Exactly, exactly. And like I said, people come to me. They're like, ask Bridget, ask Bridget, ask Bridget. They told me to come ask you, and I'll be like, yeah, take this or do that, take that herb, drink that, do
Mhm.
this. How do I know this shit? And I'm like, okay.
I love this. I love so I was gonna ask, okay, so outside of our hands doing with the quantum healing, because I know that's where you are now, but for those that are like still surface level, what tools can they add to this? Because I know the hands is a big thing. I think we're all, of course, we're all energy, but in, emanating out that energy. What other things? Because I know I watch your live sometimes, and I do see you with I want to say selenite and different type of crystals. So, what do you use as to enhance this, or what tools do you use to play a big part in your practice?
Uh, First and foremost, spiritual hygiene, protection every day, all day, all day, all day. I say that because when I first started doing this, I was just like all oblivious, and I'll just, oh, hi, come on in, and I didn't know that you had people who would ill will and malicious intent, even out of jealousy. I didn't know. Why would you be jealous of me? But I
Mhm.
was attacking, didn't know it. And they put me on my spiritual game. So I had to study spiritual hygiene. So I do that every day. So make sure you do that. Also, I use crystals. meditation, of course, grounding, um, affirmations. You call on your spirit squad, ancestors that have your highest and best good intention at heart, because all ancestors, you already know.
Mhm.
Okay. And best intentions at heart, especially the ones that I'm just going to be open,
Yeah.
like
Be
I
open.
was, I was a victim of SA.
Mhm.
Um, and let's say that person passed on, I wouldn't call on that person. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
Um, so yeah, that and incense,
Mhm.
sage bundles, all the different modalities, whatever you divinely guided to do. Uh,
So with your spiritual hygiene, what does that look like for somebody that doesn't know?
I get up before I even get out of the bed. I get up. I mean, I wake up, open my eyes, and grateful for breath of life, and express gratitude. But then I put myself in a bubble of white light. The white light is the protection of God. A silver light, which is invisibility. Just how you can see, making yourself a mirror. The silver is going to be like a mirror, so they see themselves instead of you. Uh,
Mm.
with ill will or malicious intent.
Mhm.
And the gold light is the gold light of God. And
Mm.
I just put it out there. You say it, and when you say it, you just have to believe in yourself. And the intention is that no, my energy, my aura, my my person is impenetrable. No one, anyone who has malicious intent, whether it be word, harm, or deed, will not be able to penetrate my aura. You speak and
Good.
you go
Yeah.
about your day. And then sometime you go throughout your day, you start feeling something, off. Do it again. You just keep doing it and after a while, once you do it, you just think about it, it automatically done. But you just practice it until when I say this, I'm protected. You already know my squad got my back, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta say it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I definitely understand that. And I know as you got better and better at this, you had to strengthen your spiritual hygiene and your protection. Okay, so what as you got better, what experiences have you had where you notice, oh my God, I'm really getting better at this? Or, because I know a lot of people they do give good reviews and say things, but what was the most profound one? Like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that or I can't believe I was a vessel to help this person in this way. Like, which one was the one that had you like, oh my God, I can't believe this?
Oh, I can't think of her name. She's one of my followers, my Fae base. She's a subscriber. I can't think of her name, but I think I have a screenshot of her testimony or feedback. She, the day she was going to the doctor about some heart problems or something was wrong with her heart. And she came and she was divinely guided. They always say they're divinely guided, which I already know because I set the intention before the live start.
Absolutely.
Bring them in. So she was
Mhm.
like, I don't know why I ended up in here, but I'm here and this is feeling wonderful. And she's like, I'm so glad I caught you. I have a heart problems and it's not good. And I got to go to the doctor tomorrow. And I'm nervous about this. And I'm like, just, I was telling her, giving her words of encouragement and just telling her to breathe. And I'm holding space and blah, blah, blah. My spiel during the lives. Well, I don't know when, if it was the next day, because I used to go live every day, twice a day. But I don't know if it was the next day. But I know she came back into my life like, oh my God, I went to the doctor and they couldn't find anything. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. I'm like, this is really real. I mean, I'm really that person, not saying that I'm the
Yeah.
healer. The healer. I'm just the conduit, the vessel. I always say I'm the beacon, the conduit, the
Yeah.
vessel. Grateful for that because they're healing themselves actually,
Mm-hmm.
facilitating and channeling the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, and then this was like, I don't know, back in 2021, 22. But this year she came back to my life. Remember me? She was like, you remember me? I'm the one with the heart problem. I'm still fine. And everything, the doctors just can't believe it. They can't find nothing. And I'm like, and then I had a fellow healer. We follow each other. She came into my life and she was like, I said, "How you been? It's been a long time." She's like, "I'm good. I'm just having some eye pressure. You're like, like breathe, and we're holding space for you, and I'm gonna channel." And she was like, saying she had brain surgery.
Mm.
Like I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." And she said, "Yeah, I'm ready to get back to doing my healing services and stuff." But I said, "You got to heal yourself first." But she came back the next day and was like, "Oh my God, pressure's gone. I feel so much better. The brain fog's gone." I'm like, "Okay." That was just after all the many other testimonies or positive feedback. That's one that stood out. And then that first one I told you is the one that stood out. But I have many, and I still have imposter syndrome. Sometimes
Yes, imposter syndrome.
I'm
Yeah.
like, "Girl, you really doing? They just telling you this." And I'm like, "Shut up."
Ego get in the way and like, girl, that is not even what she said. You know, you made that up. You added extra to that, and it's like ego
Yeah.
behind me because I know I heard what she said. She literally said that. So I totally resonate with that. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so the question just slipped my mind. I wanted to ask because, oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, being in these spaces, being in TikTok and all these different spaces, I have never seen an African American woman doing any of this type of stuff. And we don't really see a lot of Black women do any of this. It's like a hidden practice, or people just hide from doing it because I think the church do have a
Yes.
lot of say in this, and it caused a lot of detriment for Black people to even come out and say, I want to try this or give it, and it's another person that I know, everybody that's watching it. I met Purple Fae through Chris and Teeb's page, through their page, and connected in that way because of course, Big your big friend. We got a lot of big friends. And I'm like, okay, let me see. Okay, let me feel who I should gravitate to because I
Right.
didn't want to just gravitate to anybody. And I literally I watched and sat back for a while, and then I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead because I feel pulled to connect with you, and it's just to watch your page, and then I'm watching how you connect with the people, and it's so beautiful. I feel like I'm in a euphoric space. And when I do see other people do the same thing you're doing, I don't feel that same way. So I don't really sit and watch people live. And I know this is another lady that does singing bowls, and she's a bigger content creator too. And I like to sit in her lives too, another Black woman. And so being that this is like this where we don't really see a lot of us in these spaces doing things spiritual, and then we do see the ones, and um they are more like, again, it's kind of taboo or secretive. They try to put it out there, but then again, they don't say too much because it's like, you have to be inducted in this, or you have to, and it's like, okay, ma'am, so why are you even on here? Well, why are are you on here to recruit more people to be inducted? I'm not interested in that. I don't want to be inducted in nobody because it feels like church all over again. So yeah, please pass me by. I'm not interested. But when I see you and it's just so welcoming, the energy is so welcoming, and sometimes I fall asleep because I'm like, I think when I fall asleep, it's doing the work. That's the part. That's what I need because I'm on go 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 all the time. And fall asleep to your voice and then wake up to somebody else. I'm like, oh, she'd already gone on somebody else live. Let me get off this thing. So I definitely want to bring that up because we don't see a lot of us doing this. Okay. And I don't know if you've seen more people doing quantum healing that is African American. I think you're the only one that I know. Again, I have my Caucasian friends that do it, but I'm like, I don't see enough of us. So I say all that to say this, and I think I mentioned this to you a few months ago, and I don't know if you know what I'm about to say, because I feel like there's a lot of women that want to do it, not just women, a lot of men, and African American men. I don't want to say people of color. I want to say African American people, period. Again, I know there's Filipino, there's Hispanics, but the African American population
Right.
teaching this because you are
Mhm.
a master healer. That's what I say. You already know what I'm going with this, right? Because I mentioned this to you because Spirit told me to tell you this a few months ago. And I don't know if you pulled the trigger on it or started to think about it, but I really, really feel led to say it to you again because I don't know if you've been thinking about it, but I feel like a lot of people will be able to be activated and flow in this being taught by who they see. again, a lot of people, they won't do it because they the ancestors and how they feel, and with the whole I can't learn from somebody that's Caucasian because their ancestors didn't like our all of that. So I see a whole lot more being a psychic medium. People rather come to me and trust me. So I feel the same way about you. People will come to you and trust you and see, okay, this is somebody that is an African American woman that I can learn from this. And she's doing great with this. And she's a master at this. And she probably could teach me from it. You are a wealth of knowledge. A wealth of knowledge, friend. I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. But
Yes.
how do you feel about that? How has many people asked you to teach them? Have anybody come to you and say, "Hey, I really, really like coming to your lives, and I really feel this way about you, and I really want to learn from you. Are you willing to teach?"
It's funny you say that because yes, I do get that a lot, a lot. I got that back when I was just still Reiki 1 and 2, but especially when I got started going live, as soon as people wanted me. And I was going to do it, but then when that happened with that Reiki master, it kind of threw me back because I'm like, fuck spiritual TikTok, okay?
Right,
Because it's weird,
right,
but not everyone, not all y'all, okay?
right, right.
But bringing it to now, I be hearing you. I'm gonna let you know. I could hear you saying we need you to teach, and when you said that, I'm like, here it comes again because I feel you saying that, and that's something that's pulling me. But
Hmm.
I'm like you.
Hmm.
Where do I start? How do I tell? I don't know how to tell nobody what I do. How do I start? But you got to start somewhere.
Right.
And I'm in you as a guide because
Oh,
where you were being asked, and like, how do I tell you? I don't know how to tell you what I do.
right.
It'll all fall into place. And yes,
Mhm.
I will. I will.
Yeah.
Soon as
Yeah, I think because that's why I think Spirit had me ask you to speak in the Discord to get you started, to come out of the shells. I was
I,
like, and that's a part of my design, which tonight we're going to be talking about human design, but that's a part of my design. I didn't realize I'm the activator of the people to get them to, I'm not saying activator of the people like just a god is, I was just like, I see something in you and it's time for it to come out.
yeah,
And I find a way to push that out of you. Like, okay, Bridget, oh my God, please, God, okay, tell me, Spirit, what you want me to say? Because you keep, and I got chills right now. I was like, what do you want me to say to her?
ooh, me too.
You
Me too.
got chills. It's like Bridget needs to help the people. Like she's helping already, but now it's time to lead the leaders, train the leaders training leaders, healers healing healers. It's like that's where you at because you are again a wealth of knowledge and people will literally listen to you and you are there's no I don't feel no ill intent within you. So you really want the best for people as well, and I feel like it's time. It really is time because we don't see enough of us.
Right,
And just imagine how many hundreds that you train, and then those hundreds train the hundred. So that's 100 that, you know what I'm saying? So it just grows and grows and grows, and people are able to connect with spirit in this way and help heal in so many ways. Because imagine, and not trying to tell people not to go to the doctor, but imagine how many people will have an awakening, realizing, oh my God, my heart is in health, is in good health now. I no longer have this hip pain and I don't have this tumor anymore, or the miracles that they say in the church is like, okay, well, where are the miracles at? How can I do these miracles? Because the Bible say miracles you shall do. So
right.
where can we do the miracles? This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that I want us to be able to see that you are a miracle worker. You can do this stuff too. This is not
Yep.
anything that's bound to just one specific person. And so I definitely will be setting some things up to help you get started because I'm just like, we gotta get this going. Because I want to be a student of yours. I'm not even gonna hold you. But once I'm done with astrology, I'm like ready for Reiki. And somebody came to me twice, 3 times. The same person came to me 3 times and said she will teach me Reiki for free.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not one of my like good friends because one of my good friends, she is a Reiki healer who I told her, you need to increase yourself and go back to class. Like you need to go back. And so she went back to class, but it's not her that I'm talking about. It's somebody else that was like, I have a class coming up. I want you to join. And Spirit would not let me join that class. Spirit would not let me join that class. I had something else always come up, and I'm just like, divine time, and I feel bad. So I'll reach out to her and say, "When is your next class?" And then she say, "I'll make space just for you." And I'm just like, "Oh, I don't know if I like that." Like there must be something else behind this because you gonna make space just for me. Okay, wait a minute, but Spirit keeps saying, Purple Fae, it's time because you will really learn a lot. And it's not just me learning a lot, but the amount of people that's going to come because they trust you. They trust your face. They trust, that you're not going to hurt. Or, again, I'm not saying any other spiritualist or any other race would hurt, but you have that honest energy, that trusting energy. And I feel like Spirit saying it's time. So I'm just gonna put that out there, friend.
Spirit, I hear you.
So I do have a question. What would you tell your 20-year-old self about what you have going on right now? Like what would your 20-year-old self or 21-year-old self um say, girl, don't come at me with that? Or what would your 20-year-old self, if you were to go back to that age to talk to her, what would she say about you? What would she say about what you're doing if you were to tell her what you're doing right now? What would she say?
You were like, girl, you better do your damn thing because I knew you had it. I knew you had it. I knew you had it. Showing up for us. And thank you for standing in there for us and everybody else.
Yeah.
So go.
I actually love that. I love that. I love that. So now with that 20-year-old, 21-year-old self will be there motivating you. What would your 20, 40, what are we in 2024? So 20, 44-year-old self, if she was to come to you and tell you, what would you ask her? If she was to come back and say, "Hey, I just want to see you and meet up with you," what would you want to ask her 20 years from now?
Um, why are you why did you procrastinate so long? Why did you hold back?
Mm.
Could have been so much further, but I know everything happens for a reason and everything happens in divine order. But why did you doubt yourself so much? You know what I'm saying? Why did you hold back?
Mhm.
Because look where we are now. Look where we could be so much further, but like I say, everything happens for divine reason and divine timing. But don't hold back. Don't hold back and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and just step out. Just do it. Get out your head. Stop thinking about the ifs and what ifs and all that. Just do it. Just do it. You are being divinely guided. You are being divinely guided. You are divinely supported. So just do it because everything you need is there for you if you just do it.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. That just came out of nowhere.
Because it's
Okay.
like your future self talking to you right now in this moment saying, "Hey, listen."
It's like listening to like, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. The most rewarding part about doing this.
Seeing the people that's in so much turmoil and pain and all things and all things that are going on in their lives because I can relate. I'm not someone just sitting here loving light all the time and just because things happen in my life too, and then to see them come in because when I go and like I could be going through something and I could do it myself and I'm like, no, other people are going through this, so let me just hit that live button and let me just be transparent. Let me hold space and let us get together and heal and transmute. So to see people coming in, like some people come in and they just pour themselves out in the chat.
Mhm.
This is blah 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 blah, and then at the end to see them like feeling so much better, so
Mhm.
glad you're alive. When you're going live again, blah blah blah. That is rewarding. That
Mhm.
is, and it makes me want to go push the live button again. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah,
I love that.
here for people. I'm naturally a nurturer, empathic. I people's feelings, I can feel them. People's energy, what people are going through, I can feel it, and sometimes it causes me to put myself on the back burner, and that's not right. And I know it ain't. I'm just coming out like this because I dim myself to allow them, but I shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
dim to allow them to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know where that came from either, but yeah.
I love that. Listen, I'm like, come on, Spirit, you better go off, Spirit.
Okay.
Definitely something that a lot of people that's probably listening to this podcast right now that's like, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. So sometimes you don't really know why you say certain things. And I feel like we're always a channel for spirit because every moment is not just our own thoughts, it's literally spirit speaking through you. So I really felt like that was a speaking through you moment, a speaking through you moment. So if somebody is listening to this podcast, what message would you want to give them?
Um, stay tapped in, tuning in to yourself. Um, mind yourself first. Mind yourself. Mind your business. Stay focused on you first, and especially those highly empathic people, sensitive to energy. You see people. You know what them person is going through. Be like, so I'm not going to go up in here like me, the me. I'm not going to fill up the space with me because I see them. No, fill up the space with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's going to help them. So just be yourself, be authentic,
Mm-hmm.
nurture yourself, fill your cup to overflow, and then help others with the overflow.
Mm-hmm.
Your cup full, but help others with your overflow.
Mm-hmm.
Always keep your cup full.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely love that.
Wow.
Absolutely
I
love.
really own it today. I'm not going to fumble in this podcast.
Let it out, friend. Let it all out. I love that. I love that because people really, really, they really need this. They really need to hear your voice. A lot of things that we don't realize is that sometimes we have the fear of success. We are
Mhm.
afraid to be successful. And so when I'm looking at you, it's like I see it. And it don't matter what you do, you're gonna be seen, and being afraid to be seen is something that we deal with. I deal with it myself, and I'm being pushed to be seen. Spirit is like, I can't keep you hidden. As much as you want to hide and go in a closet and stay up under the blankets or just be up under your bed, you can't, because you have so much embedded in you, not a whole conduit for spirit, and you want to keep that hidden. A whole conduit, a whole vessel for spirit, for people to see spirit in you, and you want to hide that. And I'm not only talking to you, I'm talking to me too, and whoever is listening to this podcast. It's not to be kept hidden. You have to really understand that spirit got to push you out there. And you might not like it. You might go kicking and screaming, but it's time. Spirit wants somebody that's going to be listening to this say, hey, you know what? Today's the day. And I am going to reach out to Faye. Today's the day I'm going to reach out to Ermi. Today's the day I'm going to reach out to somebody that can help me because I've been running from this for so long. And now is the time for, I have to talk to Faye about this to just get my journey started. You might be the one to start. And then who knows, 5 years from now, they become such a big impact in their community.
Right.
So, fear of success, that was a thing I had to deal with, shadow work. And now I'm like, I'm getting past that line because I would just be right here. Then I'd be like, okay, I'm going right
Mhm.
under for success. I don't want to get bigger because I gotta maintain that. You have to
Yeah,
maintain. How does it look? What does that look like to maintain the success? What does
yeah,
that look like? And so I think that's a lot of things that I used to fear. I'm not gonna say I hold on to that now. I released that. So I'm no longer in that space where I'm in fear. It's like, all right, spirit's like, hold my hand. I got you. I
mhm,
got you, Perp. I got you. I got you. Let's just go. Let's just go and do it. And
right,
watch the beauty in that. So not only helping people, but not only helping people by doing the work, but also helping people teach them how to do the work and watch them do the work, and then
yes,
help heal so many more people because we only one person, friend, and we can't reach 8 billion people on this planet. We got our little corner, and we're going to heal who we need to heal. And if spirit wants us to be seen, because the healer's way was one way to show you how you're going to be seen,
yes,
and then
yes,
going on TikTok is another way to be seen. So
yes,
imagine the rest. Spirit's like,
right,
got you and the rest. And you have many, many more life to live. Your latter days are greater. This is the greater. This is
Right.
it. This is
Yes, it
it. This is
is. Yes, it is.
yeah. So
One more thing, but when you said the healing wave, it just not triggered. It just made me remember something. I've been doing this same, healing thing for since 2021,
mhm,
and oh, my phone about to die. And when we were in the healing wave, Lamar, the Queen Mother Oracle, Lamar Fire.
Lamar. Hmm.
She called, I guess Spirit, guided her to say something. And she was like, "You're bored." And,
Mm,
and that touched on something because, comparison is
mhm,
the thief of joy, but you know how the ego is. I'm
mhm.
like, look at Army, look at all the stuff she doing. Look what they doing. Look what they all you doing is just, but that's my purpose. But I'm like, what else? What else? What's next? What
Yeah.
else? You know? And then here you come with, you need to teach. You
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
so
Spirit told me this months.
little it's
Mm-hmm. Yep. Spirit said, tell her, ask her, is she ready for this? And I'm like, okay, Spirit. And I don't want this lady going off on me because she's not gonna go off on you. Just ask her, is she ready? Because it's time for her to teach the people. And you
mhm.
had to learn from, and I'm not throwing shade at the guy that taught you before, but
Yeah,
you had to learn from him and to see what not to do.
right.
You had to. That had
Yeah,
to happen. That connection had to happen. So you see what not to do and how not to hurt people and not to have that same energy that he did with you to other people. Don't care how many thousands of people that follow him or billions of people. It doesn't matter because the way you do it is going to be different. And you're going to remember, okay, I remember how I felt when he did that to me. I can't do that to those people. And that's going to draw so many more people. It's going to draw so many more. And again, you won't be in that space to compare. You're gonna be like, no, this is how I do it. This is the way I teach it, and being authentic and making sure everybody do it the right way and connecting with spirit, being that spirit is the one that everybody should always connect with anyway. You're going to bring that aspect in it. You're going to bring that aspect in it, and you're going to be able to flow so easily and help so many people. You're going to be able to help so many people. So I'm excited for you, friend. And I definitely will get help you get this thing started. I promise you, I help you get this thing started because it's time. Like Spirit keeps saying, it's time. It's time for her. She has to do this. She has to. And again, it's going to bring those people of beautiful, beautiful Black people, Hispanic people. You're going to be able to help all people, but especially the Black people that are afraid and they have
right,
nobody to teach them. They are the
right.
ones that need the pulling on it, pulling of their ability. So I'm excited. But yeah, so we getting ready to come to a close, friend. I do want to thank you for being here. I thank you for your expertise. I just know that again, I'm so excited with the wealth of knowledge that you have because it's not useless. You don't
Hmm.
have useless knowledge. The knowledge is there for a reason. You may read a book and it's like, why am I reading this? Because you need it, because you're going to get ready to educate, because somebody's going to ask you a question about it. So the expertise of the expertise that you have, your experiences, your professional insights. I'm excited for everybody to get to see it. Well, where can people find you? Where can people find you if anybody is watching this podcast or listening? Where can they find you to connect with you?
I'm across the social media platforms as Purple Fae, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I have a Discord, um, on TikTok and Instagram. If you click on my link tree, you can go book a session. You can just see all the different things I have in my link tree as far as getting in touch with me. I do one-on-one sessions. I go live. I attempt to go live every night at 8:30 Central Standard Time with a group healing. I call it Catch These Hands. Come catch these hands.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and I do consultations. People, I've just had a consultation about 2 hours, just speak talking. I don't always just, throw these hands. We talk, I talk people. I didn't know, I didn't even know I had that, but this is just starting to come. This consultation the other day, I'm like, oh, okay, this is where we're going. And
Mhm.
it worked out so well. And they're still texting me and like, oh my God, I can't believe, how better I feel after talking to you. So
Mhm.
that's something. So if you need a consultation, we can talk. We can talk.
I love that. I love that. And I also want to say too that sometimes people don't want to come to me because spirit is not guiding them to me. They may be guiding them to you.
Hmm. Hmm.
So a lot of people will refer people to you, but also understand that again, some people they just resonate with you because there's something that you're going to say to help them. That's
Right.
it. That's it. I probably won't have the words to do it. You have the words. You
Right.
are that's probably somebody from your soul family for all I know. For all I,
Right.
you know.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yes. So I thank you for joining me on this podcast. I appreciate you and I love you and I love your energy. And I can't wait to take your class. Y'all, we're gonna take her class, y'all. I can't wait for that. I'm very excited. And in the midst of all of this, always remember your value. Always remember your value, your worth, because again, you are worth millions. And I just can't wait to take your class. I will pay what I need to pay to learn what I need to learn from you, because again, it's going to really push me in a different space. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining me, friend. I really appreciate you.
This was awesome. It was nerve-wracking because, talk, and I'm like, what, a whole talking session? But it worked out, and I'm grateful, and I love you.
Thank you. Hey, thank you so much for being here and thank you for being my guest. Thank you. I will definitely I can't wait to see you in other spaces and watch you grow in this and just be so proud because I'm already proud. I'm already
Mm.
proud because you already took the first step and this is another step and this is another step, but can't wait to see you run because that's what spirit is trying to push you to do to run. Thank you,
Yes,
man. I appreciate you.
I love.
Let me go ahead and end. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you for tuning into the Unlocking Podcast with Ermi. We hope today's episode left you feeling inspired, empowered, and ready to take on your next step. If something resonated with you, let us know in the comments. We love hearing your insights and takeaways. Your support means the world. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with friends, family, or anyone who could use a dose of inspiration and spiritual growth. Let's spread the magic far and wide. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode and let us know what topics you'd love for us to explore next. Your input helps shape the journey of the Unlocking Podcast with Ermi. So until next time, keep unlocking your potential.